by all accounts, these were positive meetings, constructive meetings. As you've touched on, this group of senators met with Prime Minister Mark Carney. They met with Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand. They met with Industry Minister Melanie Joly, as well as Defence Minister David McGuinty. The group spending the morning in meetings here on Parliament Hill. We know that Donald Trump's trade war, tariffs were a focus. Defence priorities between the two countries were certainly part of the discussion. The Canadian side hasn't offered up a ton of detail when it comes to takeaways from those meetings, just that they were good meetings, constructive meetings, and that they're continuing to work on that relationship. We are expecting at some point a statement from the Prime Minister's office on how today's meetings went, but we did speak with the Prime Minister on his way out of those meetings earlier today. Here's what the Prime Minister had to say.
We discussed security and economic issues. I think it's very important. It was both important substantively and symbolically. I think it was very good that they came up, bipartisan group, exceptional experience.
Anything on tariffs?
So, Jeremy, there's the response from the Prime Minister. What about U.S. senators? What did they say at their press conference?
Well, we heard more from U.S. senators today. They organized this visit, Heather, and what we heard from them was that this was a trip that had a clear focus, looking on bolstering the relationship between the two countries, but certainly acknowledging that it is a relationship that is strained at the moment. We heard from several senators today who talked about cracks in the relationship, trying to mend those cracks in the relationship. There was a lot of talk about the tariffs, a lot of talk about a potential new trade agreement between the two countries, and we know that among those senators, 4 of them were Democrats. 1 was a Republican. That Republican was Senator Kevin Cramer from North Dakota, who acknowledged that there is a strained relationship, but he feels as though the ties between the two countries, the long ties between the two countries, are ties that cannot be broken. Here's a little more from Senator Cramer earlier today.
Donald Trump was a transformational president. You have here a transformational prime minister. 2 business guys. They know business. They know economics. They know how to work a deal. And they had an encouraging first meeting. We want to come and continue that momentum.
The group certainly appeared to be impressed by Mark Carney. That's something we heard from them today, and that they were encouraged. The big question, Heather, is how that message gets across to President Donald Trump and what kind of an impact it could have on a future new trade relationship between the two countries.